getting ready. Okay. Just bust me in the face. I'm not in the finish getting ready. But I'm getting there. It was really only, well, if I look a little ashy, I took a shower. Because I do take a shower once a week. I told you we weren't ready. Somebody has to get ready first. Is it you or Mrs. Mind Games? Make this dog do what I'm doing. And so I decided to go ahead and let you be first. You're welcome. Something happened with Les Wexner. I'm finna go find out. Something about he was testifying under oath. Well, when did all this happen? And for what? Is what I would like to know. Testifying. I'm a little confused. I am baffled. Indeed. Because I couldn't tell you why he would even be needing to testify. Like, what? But I'm about to get ready to go and see. Give me a second. Let me, Hey. Look, get my attention, please, in the chat. Thank you very much. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. We here. Calm down. Let me get it. We are here live on YouTube on this lovely, where is my goodness. Ma'am, please. We are live on YouTube. Hello. Mateo, Mary, Leslie, happy Friday. I'm trying to figure out what happened with Les Wexner. I'm nosy. Sure is. Cuff boys, you're up. Yeah, what happened? Tell me what happened. Because I don't know. I'm a little confused. I didn't even know Les Wexner was about to get ready to testify. Please.
By the World Olympic all-time con artist, around $20 million of stock in cash.
Hold on. Okay. You're going to have to rotate that.
To one of Epstein's charities. Do you have any knowledge or awareness of that? I think I'm shocked. I just, I'm appalled. I never heard that.
You claim that you cut ties with Epstein in 07, right?
Oh.
I'm watching the full deposition of Les Wexner, so you don't have to. I'll edit it so it's the best part.
Deposition? When did this happen? Somebody play. That wasn't me. What happened? When did this happen? Is that supposed to be him over there in the cut? Okay. Because I was in the way. Go ahead.
I mean, just take a look at this old fart.
Look, I'm trying to figure out who this is and then who that is. But okay. Ears, yep, for sure. He always got a smug, y'all. He always smugging. Let me see.
He gave hundreds of millions of dollars to Epstein, or Epstein allegedly stole some of it. Who
Right,
knows? Here
right.
we go, hit subscribe.
Let's
This
go.
is a deposition of Mr.
Thumbs up,
Leslie
thumbs
H.
up.
Wexner conducted by the House Committee on Oversight.
Look how he looking like, what is going on? Who dragged me out the house today?
I wonder what's so funny, old fart.
Can the witness please state his name and spell his last name for the record?
Leslie, L-E-S-L-I-E-H-W-E-X-N-E-R, Wexner.
Will counsel please identify themselves for the record?
Michael Levy, of Element Ends in a Levy, on behalf of Mr. Wexner.
So bro got 3 lawyers there.
Indeed. I'm talking about let me know when not to say nothing. Let me know when not to answer. Please let me know. Don't don't answer that one. All 3.
And I had Ida, and she gave me, loaned me her life savings, which was $5,000, and I could borrow money from the bank, and I opened a store in 1963. And so by 1969, I had 6 stores. Took that company public, not to raise money, because it was remarkably successful. Opened more stores and more stores, and figured out at one point that there was a limit how many limited stores I could open.
Oh,
So I invented a second business called Express, and opened up more and more stores. What the business then turned into was the largest multi-division fashion specialty business in the world. And in hindsight, I kind of invented multi-store, national and international store retail.
pop your shit.
So I don't know how I did it, but probably in my lifetime I opened 10,000 stores around.
Ooh,
When did you first meet?
pop your shit then. What you mean? What you mean? Pop your shit.
35 years ago, 4 years ago, I can't remember exactly.
And you gotta this is some pretty impressive memory going on here for Mr. Wexner. That memory is doing what that memory's supposed to do.
And then 2 friends,
Approximately what year would you have met him?
probably between 80 and 85, I don't remember.
How did you first come to meet Mr. Epstein?
It was really by accident. I was friends with a couple, Bob and Wendy Meister, and I was in Florida, and I'd never been to Florida, so they were driving me around showing me what South Florida looked like. They showed me the Breakers Hotel, and we were just driving around the driveway. He said, "There's somebody you should meet, a really smart, savvy guy named Jeffrey Epstein."
Smart.
So they stopped the car, I was sitting in the back seat, they introduced me to Jeffrey, and we drove off. That was about it.
Did you understand Mr. Epstein to already be wealthy when you met him?
No,
So you
Oh.
previously testified that Mr. Macer introduced you to Epstein, is that right?
Meister,
Meicer.
Bob and Wendy introduced me to Jeffrey Epstein.
And at that time, what was your relationship with Bob and Wendy Meicer?
Well, I met Bob,
Lawyers.
national international insurance broker, and
Where your lawyers at? What's the relevance?
they had our business insurance business, and Bob wanted me to meet his wife, and Bob and Wendy became friends. Well, I asked him insurance advice, because that's what he did. He was the vice chairman of an international insurance company.
Meister says he used the occasion to once again tell Wexner how untrustworthy Epstein was. My wife and I told him and Abigail hundreds of times to stay away from Epstein. Mr. Wexner, do you recall this occurring?
Uh-oh.
Double your son.
Oh, yeah.
I never had a birthday party for myself. In fact, I never had birthday parties, but Meister was there.
Let me ask you a different.
So he never said this. He wasn't there, he never said this.
Let me ask you a different question, Mr. Wexner. Do you recall Mr. Meister and his wife repeatedly warning you to stay away from Epstein?
Never.
That's weird. So someone's lying here.
Who lying? We told him plenty of times to stay away from that Jeffrey. Do you remember that? No. Who lying? Them or him?
The Jeffrey, at a certain point, warned him.
For the record, it reads, soon after introducing Wexner and Epstein, Meister started hearing disturbing stories about Epstein's sexual proclivities.
Uh-oh.
Think of whatever the worst thing anyone could do is, and Epstein did them all,
Ooh.
Meister said.
Ooh.
Did Meister ever express concerns related to Mr. Epstein's sexual proclivities?
Never. Objections over
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The very next sentence continues.
Hey. Wait for your lawyer. But he did answer. Never. But he was blinking though. He was blinking.
Epstein showed up unannounced at Meister's Park Avenue apartment with 5 models for Meister's sexual entertainment. Epstein thought he was bringing me a gift.
Look how he looking.
Mr. Meister.
Look how he
Were you
looking.
aware of this occurring?
Look how he.
No, there's
Oh.
Did Mr. Epstein ever present you with women for your sexual entertainment?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Mr. Wexner, at any time, did Jeffrey Epstein ever inform or represent to you that he was a part of any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States?
Absolutely not.
Did,
something you can't live without. What is something I cannot live? I don't know. You know, I was gonna say pizza, but probably should be a little bit more practical, huh? What's something I can't live without? Mm, maybe some deer parts.
learn that he was involved with any intelligence service?
Do not take
He looking. He's thinking hard about that one though. Do you know whether or not he is part of any kind of intelligence? Let me put it on.
items.
Never. Never.
Some people say there's evidence of him, being a spy or agent or whatever. I honestly haven't gone down that rabbit hole, but it would not surprise me, and it makes sense.
And do you recall how you met Miss Maxwell?
Well, Jeffrey wanted me to meet the person he was going to marry, and I was engaged to Abigail. And period.
Do you have any recollection of where you met Miss Maxwell?
No.
And based on your testimony, is it fair to say that Mr. Epstein introduced you to Maxwell?
Absolutely, yeah, sure.
And you mentioned it previously, but what was your understanding of Miss Maxwell's relationship to Mr. Epstein?
They dated, they were in love, they were going to get married.
Would you characterize it as a monogamous relationship?
Uh
I
oh.
thought so.
So during this period, you had no knowledge of Mr. Epstein ever having any relationship with any man or woman besides Miss Maxwell?
No, no.
He wasn't too definitive with that one. Child, did you see how he had slid that man or woman in there?
Hard to believe. No one told him ever, yo, Epstein is out here with multiple models and women. I call bullshit on that.
How would you characterize your relationship with Miss Maxwell?
Here and there.
Wendy Meister was Bob's wife, and we were friendly and friends. I met Diane Maxwell because she was Jeffrey's girlfriend, fiance. It never went beyond that. Just spoke with English accents. I thought he was really lucky because he finally met somebody that was really smart and nice.
And you said that
Yeah, really smart and nice.
I did
was
bring a
good
straw.
one, right?
I did bring a straw.
They were going to get married. I don't know if it was engagement.
Got me a straw
So
from
he's
Zach.
admitting that he remembers them talking about getting married. He remembers that conversation. He just admitted that.
Miss Maxwell ever introduced you to any young woman or girl?
No, I don't think she ever introduced me to any female or man.
Pretty much saying that him and Ghislaine's relationship was like only because of Epstein, and she never introduced him to anyone.
Did Miss Maxwell ever ask you to introduce a young woman or girl to your friends or associates?
Oh,
No,
Did
oh.
you ever introduce any young woman or girl that you met through Miss Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
objection, assumes that not never. That's fine. I think the answer's no, but
Did you ever introduce any woman or girl that you met through Miss Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
no, never.
What was that clear
Did
they
Miss
thought
Maxwell
like
ever
that?
visit your home in New Albany, Ohio?
I don't recall.
Doesn't recall suddenly someone visited your home. Alright.
During your relationship with Miss Maxwell, did she ever represent or inform you that she was a part of any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States?
No.
When did you hire Mr. Epstein to officially work for you?
I think it was in like the mid-80s.
Do you have any recollection of how long you knew Mr. Epstein prior to you hiring him?
Good question.
Specifically,
Would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Epstein, at least initially, to be solely business related?
yes,
Did you at any time ever consider him to be a close friend?
no,
Not a close friend, but you gave him your power of attorney, gave him access to your family's money. Like, you apparently let his children use Epstein as like financial advice and shit. Like, come on, bro. That's horse shit.
How often did you interact with Mr. Epstein throughout your relationship?
a lot of phone conversations, but meetings, didn't see him much. Most of the stuff, I was traveling a lot, because of business. So, and it was erratic. I think he might call 3 times in an hour and I talked to him for 3 months. That's how I remember.
When you were interacting
Okay. If you say so, Mr. Lex.
with Mr. Epstein, did you enjoy spending time with him?
But enjoyment, I know his work.
Yeah, okay. Does this picture down below look like work? I think I remember someone figuring out where the picture is down in the corner, and it's like someone's house, casual event. I don't think it was a business event.
That your conversations with Mr. Epstein who would predominantly focus on your business relationship with him.
That'd be very accurate. That would be very accurate.
What common interests did you share with Mr. Epstein outside of work?
None.
No interest outside of work, huh?
So you didn't have any personal relationship with Mr. Epstein whatsoever?
I don't think I ever went to lunch or dinner or a movie or had a cup of coffee with Jeffrey. And I thought about that recently. And I'd say the same thing about my attorney. I'd never been to his office. My current attorney, who's been our family attorney for 30 years. And how could you, and I can't explain to myself how I could have an attorney who's listening to Columbus, who's my personal attorney, and I'm friendly with, and never visit his office.
You're a billionaire. You don't be going nowhere. You probably have him come to you. That's what happens in that situation.
You at no point ever considered him to be a friend.
No, I didn't see Jeffrey as a friend. I saw Jeffrey, as I see Matt, my attorney, as friend. We're friendly, but we're not friends.
Jesus, the attorney's like, damn, all right.
I mean, obviously, someone that worked for you in a trust position, we're friendly, but you're not in a hostile adversarial argumentative position with the people that are advising you.
Been reported repeatedly that you were close friends with Mr. Epstein. Why do you think people would come to that conclusion?
Objection, hearsay, speculation, because he would tell him that. If he told me he was friends, if you told me that you were friends with Bill Clinton, I would believe it. Or if you told me somebody was a friend, I would believe it. So I think the perspective that I have now, and I think it's really important for this group to understand, is that as I look back at it, I was conned by the world Olympic all-time con artist. And you look at, I read in the news all the people.
Child, did he just say world Olympic con artist? It's top tier, next level. World Olympic. I didn't know where he was going with that World Olympic. But when he slid that con artist in there, ooh, didn't it just hit you a little different? Now raise your hand if you've ever had the pleasure of coming in contact with the World Olympic. I'm talking about world, not U.S., not Australia, Africa. No, we said the World Olympic. Damn. Oh,
And all that. An incredible con artist.
When did you
look, incredible. I feel like that was a great opportunity to be like, or to ask. He gave you a real good alley-oop. Stay right there. And let's figure out what happened with the con. Why would you say, what? Wait a minute. Why are we calling him a con artist? How did you come to that conclusion, that realization? Please, elaborate.
that the Palm Beach Police Department was investigating Mr. Epstein?
I don't recall.
Mr. Epstein,
Oh, don't recall that, though.
did you maintain any contact with Mr. Epstein after his plea deal?
As I recall, concomitantly with Abigail taking over the finances, my wife,
The fuck is concomically?
M&A lawyer, she worked for Davis Polk, she's really smart, and she took over the finances, and kind of concomitantly, she was discovering that he stole money from us, and concomitantly finding
Why
out
he keep saying that word?
these accusations and the criminal activity that he pursued. And when we found out about it, we severed relationships with him immediately.
Mr. Wexner, I appreciate the context, but when was the last time you were in contact with Mr. Epstein?
I have no recall.
Did you have any contact with Mr. Epstein after 2008?
Whatever he did, that's not again.
Mr. Epstein entered a plea deal related to the solicitation of minors.
Never talked to him, never saw him. As far as I was concerned, once we knew how bad he was dead.
Did Mr. Epstein
Oh.
ever ask you for personal favors?
Whoa. What's that?
Thank you for the $100.
Not that I recall.
This was a draft in his email of a letter to Les. I've never not once done anything but protect your interests. I owe a great debt to you, as frankly you owe to me. You and I had gang stuff for over 15 years. Les Wexner was always #1 speed dial on all of Epstein's phones. Just letting y'all know what we're dealing with.
Cynthia, I thought you was being funny because I was like, how? Where? Look, I'm like, how? Where? Look, to the cash app? Cause we ain't made it that far yet in the YouTube, what is it called? I'm like, we haven't made it that far yet, honey. I couldn't tell you what, but
Ask Mr. Epstein for personal favors of any kind.
No,
How involved was Mr. Epstein in your personal life?
not at all, really. I think he met Abigail after we were engaged, and he didn't know we were going to be engaged. I didn't discuss my personal life with him. He was kind of the business manager of my personal affairs. I had 20 CEOs reporting to me, and so I had I was used to doing business relationships with people, whether it's attorneys, accountants, investment banks that we were doing business with, commercial banks, but I never had personal relationships with people that I worked with. I was pretty much alone.
Is it true that Mr. Epstein oversaw your prenuptial agreement?
I could call that.
Hold on, what? Is there evidence that Epstein looked at his prenup and like changed it in it?
Consider that to be a business transaction between you and Mr. Epstein?
I had when I said I would talk to my attorney.
Was Mr. Epstein involved in hiring personal staff?
I think there's none. I can't remember anybody that I hired personally.
Did Mr. Epstein play any role in the acquisition of the property?
No.
Did he play any role in the development of New Albany?
Say it again.
Did you ever meet with, socialize with, or otherwise engage with Jeffrey Epstein at your New Albany home?
I'm sure he was in the house, but I can't remember a specific time. I don't remember saying meetings with Jeffrey. Most of the business I had with him was over the phone.
Isn't that convenient?
Were you aware that Mr. Epstein stayed at one of your guest houses on the property?
No, the house he stayed at was Jack Kessler's house, which is in Jason Brockwood. It's about a half mile away.
Mr. Wexner, Epstein survivor Maria Farmer was reportedly brought
Uh-oh.
to the guest house located on your property in 1996.
Objection, he's already told you it wasn't on his property.
Oh,
I'm bringing up the recollection of an Epstein survivor for the record. Your client is welcome to the Bible statement. So again, Maria Farmer was reportedly brought to the guest house in 1996. She stayed there for a summer and claimed she was assaulted there by Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell. Mr. Wexner, do you recall who Maria Farmer is?
I know her name from the press.
Did you ever meet Maria Farmer?
Never.
Do we believe that? This victim is saying it was his guest house. He's saying, nope, it was our neighbor.
Is it your testimony today that you do not know whether Maria Farmer ever stayed on your property?
That would be correct. I never met her. Didn't know she was here. Didn't know she was abused.
Do you have a large staff that works on your property in New Albany?
The reason I'm laughing, I don't know. There's a lot of people around, but I don't know how many.
Can you estimate how many people are working on the property at any given time?
20.
ooh.
Do you have private security on the property?
I've had private security since 1975.
Ooh, that money hit different, don't it? Ooh. Ooh, that money hit different.
See, these wealthy people are just nothing like you and me.
It hit different.
Guy has had security with him for 50 fucking years.
Private, bitch. I'm talking about, excuse me. Don't come over here with all that.
20 people on his property. No wonder all these dudes are fucking so disconnected.
Security staff on the property stayed with Maria Farmer until her family was able to pick her up.
What?
I didn't know she was here, so I didn't know her. I didn't know she was here, so I didn't know shit about her. Pardon me.
You say shit? I didn't know shit about her. I didn't expect that.
When he did fly your plane, did you charge him for using it?
I don't think so.
Do you have any recollection of when you first would have started providing flights to Mr. Epstein?
I think that's kind of a trick question. I don't think I ever provided flights for Mr. Epstein.
You just said he was on your plane and you never charged him.
Testified that he very rarely flew on your airplane. Can you elaborate on that?
The only time I really remember, that I mentioned earlier, my wife would have surprise parties. And so I'd get on the airplane and there'd be acquaintances, friends, and I was always shocked who was there, or some people might fly to wherever the party was, which was always a surprise to me, and then some guest friends would be at the party when I got there, and that was another surprise.
People you don't consider to be friends to surprise parties?
Objection, assumes that he invited them.
Do you answer that again?
Why would Mr. Epstein have been invited to these surprise parties?
My wife would have invited him,
Why do you think your wife would have invited him?
because he was our financial advisor.
Did your wife consider him a friend?
No,
This is a lie. Like, you're inviting people to parties because you're friends with them. I don't know why he's really evading them having any type of personal friendship. Well, I know why, but
Would Mr. Epstein ever use your plane while you were not present?
never.
Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein have sexual contact of any kind with young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein sexually abuse young women?
If you wanna have a job.
Absolutely not.
Women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein receive massages from young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Did Mr. Epstein ever discuss sexual acts of any kind with you?
No.
Did he ever discuss receiving massages?
Yes.
What were the nature of those conversations?
He told me massage therapy was great and I should get massages.
Did he ever discuss who he was receiving massages from?
No.
So it is your testimony today that you don't recall him ever saying anything about receiving massages from young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
do we believe that? Knowing how much
I mean, the shit show continues. Why y'all drag him down here to do some type of deposition? Oh, I can't believe I only got one bottle of water now. What is the point of this deposition? That's all I want to know. What is the point of this deposition? Please. Please. Tell me. I would love to know. Because at this point, this is another distraction.
goddamn freak Epstein was. Talking about getting the right massage and being creepy with people about massages. That he never mentioned to his billionaire friend, you should get a massage with one of these girls over here, one of these young little girls over here.
I agree with you. Didn't do that.
Was it common for Epstein to bring young women or girls to any other place where the two of you would meet?
Never.
Oh,
Did Mr. Epstein ever request that you bring Victoria's Secret models to events at your home?
oh.
No. And no Victoria's Secret models ever came to my home, even for business purpose. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's one exception. My wife had for about 20 years, a worship here for charity. And one of the models' husband was a polo player. And I don't know how they showed up as a couple. And he gave either me or my wife a polo horse, which was, I don't ride. And Abigail wasn't interested in a polo horse. So that would be the only exception.
That was so weird. His lawyer was like, wait, hold on.
Wait,
There's one
wait,
exception.
you go.
Did
I know
Mr.
this.
Epstein ever request that you introduce
Lawyer.
him to Victoria's Secret models?
Never.
And I just want to clarify your testimony earlier, but did you ever receive any massages from any young woman or girl brought to you or by or introduced to you by Mr. Epstein?
Never.
Were you aware of any investigation into Mr. Epstein?
Not that I recall.
When did you become aware of an investigation into Mr. Epstein?
Whenever it was in the press. I don't know when that was.
And you mentioned the press. Was there anyone that was a part of your business that may have alerted you to his arrest?
Could have been.
And for the record, did you have any knowledge of illegal activity by Mr. Epstein prior to his arrest in 2006?
The only I recall is my chief of staff told me, and I don't know if he knew, press, whether it was the newspapers or radio or TV, that Jeffrey had been accused, or a woman was suing him for, I don't know, being aggressive. And I remember calling him and saying, "What the hell is this?" And he said, "I was being shaken down by a hooker." And I believed him.
A hooker.
And I think the follow-up to that conversation was, I hope, you're not bullshitting me. Because if it is, the party's over. He said, "Absolutely not. Do you think I'm stupid?"
Were you suspicious of any others around Mr. Epstein that they may have aided in the solicitation of minors for prosecution when you learned of his arrest?
Can you repeat the question?
Let me clarify. Mr. Epstein had individuals such as Maxwell, Sarah Kellen, among others, who have been identified as potential co-conspirators. Were there any individuals that you understood to be affiliated with Mr. Epstein that you may have suspected to have aided in his crimes?
No, because I don't recall any people around him and his business. My business was with him. I don't know my attorney's admin or who his associates are.
Were there any things you witnessed or observed about Mr. Epstein that could have suggested he was trafficking and sexually abusing women?
Absolutely not. I asked myself that question over and over, why I didn't see that there should be a clue or something that I should have picked up on. There's nothing I can recall, nothing, not even a clue of a clue. And I think the reason, in hindsight, and I think for the understanding to get to the bottom of what Jeffrey did, is to understand how great a con he was. Because that's the explanation I have to myself. How could I have never thought he was a thief? How could I never thought he was a pervert? All the terrible things.
Ooh, not the pervert. Charlie called him a pervert. You know that pervert hit different. Oh, give me a second. I'm gonna get ready to get up, stand up, stretch my legs. Put this trash up. Put my dishes up. Oh man. Put my trash up. Hands on your knees. Oh, I didn't get my water. And then I should have got that other block out of my room. Oh, what is she at? 75%. Okay. That's not bad. Oh, forgot this. The fork. Okay. Let me get you back on here. Let me get you back on here.
Jessica discovered.
All right, that was a big answer. 0 red flags, according to this old fart. But to other people, remember there was talk around New York for years, apparently, that he was a creep. Like, I find it hard to believe he had no red flags. That couple that introduced him said there were red flags and something was going on.
We've seen some reports that he would present himself as a bounty hunter, that he would find people's missing money. Do you recall him saying anything like that?
No.
A bounty hunter finding missing money. This smells so sketchy. Like, it has con man written all over it.
It has con man written all
I don't
over
know
it.
how these people got tricked by this guy for so many years.
During a conversation,
Give me a
Jeffrey
second.
Epstein asked Mr. Meister to introduce Epstein to you, Mr. Wexner. And Epstein told Meister that Epstein had learned that Wexner's current money manager was stealing from him. And the article identifies Harold Levin as your previous financial advisor. Do you have any recollection of whether Mr. Epstein ever claimed that Mr. Levin was stealing from you?
Objection to the article on hearsay grounds. You can answer. As I recall, Jeffrey never thought Harold was stealing, and I didn't think Harold was stealing.
Did anybody ever say that Harold was stealing?
No.
Okay. Do you recall anybody warning you not to get involved with Jeffrey Epstein when you first hired him?
No. But he was kind of like the family office manager, so they oversaw investment, oversaw people getting paid, made sure taxes were done, and talked to accountants, just the,
Fucking all over the place. That alone is a red flag to me. What are we doing?
Would he be making investments on your behalf, the way a traditional investment advisor would?
I must have known at the time, I don't recall specifically asking him about investment.
You know that's a fucking lie
Right.
based on everything he just said that he did, bro.
Mr. Epstein was a trustee for various trusts and charities of yours. I'd like to touch on both of those roles, starting with trusts. And so I will introduce Minority Exhibit B.
What was
It
that?
tells
He
us
just
that they
slapped
found
on the
nearly a
table.
dozen trusts with names like health and science interests, arts interests, and community interests connected to Wexner that listed Epstein as trustee and received large gifts of stock in Wexner's company. So I'll stop there. Do you have a recollection of the trusts that are described here?
None.
None. And so do you have
'Cause I
any
got like a
recollection
little
of Mr.
filter,
Epstein's role with those trusts?
None.
Okay, it's a email chain from 2006 between,
little
starting with
filter.
Peg Ugland, who we understand was the financial controller for your family office, a person named Darren, who we understand to be Mr. Epstein's lawyer, Darren Indike, and Jeffrey Epstein. And the chain appears to relate to a foundation grant, and the question is whether the funds should come from the Wexner Foundation or some other related entity. Epstein appears to make the decision that if the recipient is a U.S. charity, then the funds should come from the Wexner Foundation. I'll just represent to you, there are other emails with similar themes. This email chain seems to clearly show Mr. Epstein acting as a final decision maker with respect to the disbursement of Wexner Foundation funds. And that obviously does not square with findings in the independent report. So, having been interviewed for the report, my question is whether you had any understanding of Mr. Epstein playing this kind of role for the foundation.
Or from someplace else, not whether the donation should be made itself.
Yeah.
I think that's the distinction he's trying to draw.
I had no recollection of where it came from.
Did you have any knowledge that Mr. Epstein was acting as a final decision maker for whether or not to spend foundation funds?
Not at all. He would never have done that.
He does appear to have done it here.
As a decision maker, no, absolutely not.
Okay, so his testimony is literally defying emails in front of them. Basically being the man in charge with donations and shit to foundations or whatever.
I wouldn't have known it, didn't know it, wouldn't have thought it.
So this role would have, him playing this role would have occurred without your knowledge.
Objection, seems to have not evidence.
It happened without my knowledge, but I did give money to my friend Abba Eben and his wife Susie.
Okay. And that should be more clear. Was he compensated with salary, or would it have been investment-based, or securities, or fee-based? Do you recall? What was the way in which you would compensate him?
I don't recall.
You don't know if you were giving him a salary or what? It's honestly not surprising for some billionaires to be that disconnected from their businesses when they have so many moving parts and everything going on. But like sounds like the guy was very involved and you don't remember?
Your attorneys, quote, explained that over his years handling Wexner's finances, Epstein stole or otherwise misappropriated several $100 million from Wexner. That misconduct, together with the fees that Epstein paid himself for his services to Wexner, appeared to account for virtually all of Epstein's wealth. So several $100 million is a large but not precise.
Damn,
To the best of your
that's
knowledge, how much
crazy.
exactly did Epstein steal?
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know.
Damn.
Impossible.
The instant fix for snort.
The fuck? What the fuck? That is so mind blowing. That is so mind blowing. So now you got that much money missing, and you ain't even know. Damn. Shit, crazy.
And he definitely has accountants, obviously. He's talked
But
about it
still,
already, but
right.
they didn't already tell him?
The
Right.
trust that we described earlier, which I know you said you have no recollection of.
Sure.
I just want to be thorough. The trusts that he was trustee of would receive gifts of limited stock, and he would then sell that stock on the New York Stock Exchange,
Look at
and
him
then
looking.
use a portion of those proceeds for his own personal purposes. Do you have any knowledge or recollection of what I just described?
I think it's a. I'm shocked. I
Dude,
didn't know this.
And is it that you have not
That's
previously heard what I just described?
Lex is funny.
Never saw this document.
Look,
And
look.
it was publicly reported, I think, by ABC several years ago, but not ever on your radar.
Never.
The
Look.
report indicates that it was more than or around $1.3 billion of stock that Epstein moved around that way. Not that he kept all of that money for himself, but the total amount of stock sales was over $1 billion. You have no knowledge or awareness of that.
I don't know the amounts. The only trust that I'm aware of is my wife set up trusts for our kids, you know. So however she set them up in the amounts, I have no idea what's in them then or now.
And then separately, it's been reported that around $20 million of stock and cash were contributed by two of your charitable foundations to one of Epstein's charities. Do you have any knowledge or awareness of that?
Effing shocked. I'm appalled. I never heard that.
Effing shot. Wasn't that about 20 million being donated to Epstein charities, alright?
Look. Look.
I know
Look.
Jeffrey was accused by an adult woman of abusing her, and that's the only thing that I knew until the shit hit the fan.
So prior,
Funny though.
Bro, this guy's like, I did not expect him to be cussing and shit.
Look, he funny.
Orderly Maxwell sexually abusing men or boys?
No,
How about trafficking men or boys?
no,
Prior to it becoming public knowledge, were you ever aware of Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell arranging for a prominent person to have sex with another person?
never.
Can I ask you, Mr. Wexler, were you ever with Jeffrey Epstein in the presence of women or men in bathing suits or underwear?
No,
Never in the presence of women or men in bathing suits or underwear with Mr. Epstein?
no. And if he was at the fashion show, if he was at the fashion show, he'd seen women in underwear. But, you know,
So you're saying that if he was at a fashion show with you through the fashion business,
Yeah.
it may have been the case, but could it have been the case that you were with Mr. Epstein maybe prior to the fashion show or in another space?
no,
Just a direct question for you, sir, also, did you yourself ever have a sexual encounter with any individual that was introduced to you by Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell?
no,
Are you aware that others have claimed that you had a sexual relationship with Jeffrey Epstein?
no,
Did you ever suspect, sir, if Jeffrey Epstein ever had any sexual relationships with other men?
no,
But you, since it being public knowledge, you are now aware that Jeffrey Epstein had inappropriate sexual relationships with other women, is that correct?
that's what I know from the press this week, yes.
Okay, thank you.
He bought a house in Palm Beach and he wanted me to see it. I think he wanted me and Abigail to see it. And we flew down on like a Sunday morning with friends of ours from Columbus, looked at the house, you know, congratulations, got back on the plane and came home. Yes, Jeffrey invited us to see it. And we were on a boat and we went to the island with our kids. So Abigail, myself, I can't remember how many kids we had, 2, 3, or 4, but at least 2, walked around for a while and left. Probably an hour visit.
Okay, an hour. So on that trip, do you recall seeing any prominent figures on the island?
No, it was a pretty crummy island.
Okay. Did you ever visit his ranch in New Mexico or his house in Paris?
Just gonna break those up for clarity.
Did you ever visit his ranch in New Mexico?
It was the same kind of thing. He wanted Abigail to see his ranch. We flew down there and drove around for an hour.
So he's,
Okay, well then you need to stop saying that you don't know him, you ain't friends with him, y'all ain't cool, y'all ain't buddies, pals. You need to let that go. All this flying to his house over here in Palm Beach in Mexico. No. No. Please, sir. Please. Now, your shit didn't hit the fan. Because you full of shit at this point, Lex.
he went to the Palm Beach house and the ranch, but they weren't friends. Or
Am I tripping or what?
seeing how fucking stupid that is?
Am I tripping or what? No, I'm not. Sir, don't do that. Don't do that.
So my relationship with him is my wife's doctor.
Did you ever introduce him to Jeffrey Epstein? All right, did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Look at that L. Child, that's how you know it gets serious, honey, when you gotta you put the finger. Finish.
Yes.
Oh,
I want to answer this question accurately.
You already did. That's a yes, brother.
I would go to some of the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
hold on. Hold
You
on.
did. That's a yes, brother.
Hold on, go back.
Yes.
So our relationship, my relationship with him is my wife's daughter.
Did you ever introduce him to Jeffrey Epstein? All right, did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Oh, how did I miss that? I was talking too much. Oh, Donald, you're up.
Together?
Yes.
Say it again for the niggas in the back.
Our relationship, my relationship with him is my wife's
Oh,
Did you
Donald.
ever introduce him to Jeffrey Epstein? All right, did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Together?
Yes.
Breathe.
I want to answer this question accurately.
You already did. That's a yes, brother.
I would go to some of the Victoria's Secret fashion shows. It was very important to the brand. At some of the fashion shows, Jeffrey was there, some Trump was there. And I remember, because Trump would always introduce himself to me. And I always thought it was kind of odd that he was at the fashion show because he had nothing to do with fashion. So the coincidence of them meeting together at an event, it could have been that, but I have no specific recollection. Never had a social or like a drink or a cup of coffee, something.
Sure.
I see no evil, hear no evil.
I would describe it, he would name drop it. So he would say things like, I know President Clinton, or I know the Pope, or I know God, or I know you. It was that kind of name dropping, but never.
Jeffrey sounds like a clout chasing cop.
Don't he? He just love that little clout. He just can't help it. Child, you give him a little, you sprinkle him with a little clout, child, and he over here stealing, because you know that's his specialty, honey. Stealing money. Then you add a little dash of clout to it. Oh my goodness, he just couldn't help himself. Couldn't, and then he was sitting up in that jail cell like, these motherfuckers think I'm finna get ready to spend the rest of my life up in this. Jeffrey say, no way, Jose. He said, not gonna happen, not gonna happen. And see, when you love it so much, then you have to find a way to escape it. Because then look, you done tarnished your name, you done tarnished your brand, whatever that brand was. You know, you done tarnished your legacy and stuff like that. People can't even write an article about you without putting, what they be saying? Disgust. They put some foul adjective before his name every time you try to read about him. And so, look, child, I would have staged me something too.
And that all these wealthy people didn't realize was a complete fraud
Mm-hmm.
and creep.
And a creep. That's the worst part. You a fraud, con, and creep. You a con and a creep. Damn. You doing too
I can see
much.
that shit from a mile away.
You know, I never was in the house. You know, at his house.
You doing too much. A con and a creep. Sir, go sit down.
Never saw a massage table or anything.
You a damn lie. Talking about you ain't never seen a massage table, child. He got one in every room, in every house, every mansion, everywhere. You a lie. You a lie.
Comment down below right now if you believe this whole part.
I'm not sure.
You a damn lie.
Is why didn't you file any charges against Epstein if he conned you of $200 million that we know of?
How is $200 million missing and you don't even see it? You don't even know it. Like, you just, yes, power of attorney. Sure, please.
Why didn't you go after him?
Oh,
Well, at the time I didn't know.
When you
And,
found out, why didn't you go after him? Is it because he was a good friend?
you know,
If I were to
Ooh.
guess, he's probably just cutting his losses and trying to avoid.
no, he got some dirt on him, duh. Come on. He got some dirt on Lex. Believe that. Believe that. He definitely got some dirt on Lex. Of course.
The relationship
That was his
wasn't possible.
job.
No,
One of the things my dad told me, that you don't get a pissing contest with an elephant. And running a public company for a long time, I'm not good at public relations or financial public relations. And so I would answer questions to analysts, I'd call people up and I'd tell them the truth. And what I learned in the course of my business career is that whether it was my chief of staff, the company lawyer, personal lawyers, what should I do? And the advice is, let us handle it. You don't want to get ahead of this. So I'm happy that today is happening because I want to help and I would do everything I can to nail that son of a bitch. And I,
Please let him, just
Oh,
let him finish.
oh, that's a lawyer right there. Excuse me. Let my client finish talking. Ma'am, don't. What you have to say is not, this is his deposition, ma'am. Please, don't do that. Good lawyering, I must admit. That is some darn good lawyering for sure. Look, need more like you, pal. No, let him finish. You don't pay me the big bucks for no reason. Girl, be quiet.
I can't tell you how much I value my own ethics, my own moral compass,
Mm-hmm.
that it has a true north. And what I think happened, now knowing about all the cons, is that Jeffrey would tell somebody that they were me.
You claim that you cut ties with Epstein in 07, right?
Ooh,
Punch the table.
Okay, that's it.
So, real briefly, did the FBI or Department of Justice ever directly speak to you about Epstein or Maxwell? Has the FBI or DOJ ever directly contacted you or spoken to you about Epstein?
Not to my knowledge.
Never.
Unreal.
unimaginable. Just imagine that though. FBI or DOJ ain't never contacted you about Jeffrey. But why would they? Why would they? Then they would have to investigate everybody.
It's still baffling to me. I heard that in yesterday's video.
When
Yeah.
are you first aware of Mr. Epstein moving into that mansion?
We moved in sometime after I sold it to him, but I don't know when that was.
You sold this man your house in New York City, but you weren't friends. You okay?
See what
That's
I
like
mean?
something you do when you're both rich as and you're like, dude, you want to buy my house from me? I'm trying to move. I'm trying to get rid of it. You want it?
Do you recall approximately how much money you sold that townhome to Mr. Epstein for?
I think about $20 million.
Ms. Giuffre has accused you of performing sexual acts with her multiple times. You dispute these allegations?
She must be confused.
Oh,
Yeah, it never happened.
Ever mention Ms. Giuffre giving you a massage?
Jeffrey.
No,
Virginia.
Did Ms. Maxwell ever bring up Ms. Giuffre to you?
no. Like if a CEO would request a trip, say they were gonna go to Denver to visit stores, and there were 8 people that were going on the store visit, then I'd prove it, because that would be a good use. And then so the CEO went by themselves, it's like, no, it's not the person.
Check out this leather vest. Just realized it.
It was a very expensive and
With
valuable
a collar on it too, zipper on it and everything. With the collar, okay.
asset to the business, and I wanted to know that it was being used appropriately. But I never reviewed
What is that rubber band on his hand?
flight logs.
A bracelet. What is that? Oh, okay, it's a bracelet. I see it. It's over there, y'all. Hold on. That's I'm over here. Little bracelet. I didn't know what that was. Let him finish. Or let him finish. And we wrapping it up.
It's just that level of minutia was beyond me.
It's
A lot of
done.
yapping about flight logs.
Right.
I can't watch anymore. I've already been watching for almost 3 hours.
Shoosh.
So, if you want me to do a part 2, let me know. Comment down below. Hit subscribe. Thanks for your support.
Whew. That was tough to get through that 30. Goodness gracious. Who is that? Oh, that's me. That's me on me. Okay. Well, it's okay. Cause look, there go Trap talking about the something going on over there on Amazon. People quitting their jobs and stuff. I'm like, okay. What happened? Hold on.
Air Force One, he likes gaggling and gaggling. And in this case, Trump did one of his press gaggles in Air Force One, he likes gaggling and gaggling. And in this case, Levitt had to step in to stop the gaggling because Trump was sort of sticking his foot in his mouth. Or the plane was taking off. One or the other, but the timing was convenient, is all I would say. And Trump did need to be stopped because he was asked about the arrest of former Prince Andrew and goes into a tirade about how terrible it is that there's consequences for Prince Andrew. Not how terrible it is that all these people associated with Epstein, not the violations of his public office duties that is the reason for this arrest, not for the allegations against him or the victims related to Epstein, but just like how he said whenever Clinton was brought up, just any investigations, that's the real shame. And I'll show you that in just a second. But first, you'll never guess what Trump feels about the files. He says, you know what?